When I was 9, I lived in a shelter for battered women. A battered women's shelter is a lot like witness protection. No one can know you're there, especially the person you're running from. Because when domestic violence escalates, people can lose their lives. My story started a year earlier. I was 8 years old, driving in the mountains of Colorado with my mother and sister. Yesterday, Greg beat my mother badly. And this morning, she came to us and asked, "Do you want to move to California?" Yes, we do. It wasn't that California had palm trees and mansions, or that it was the home of Michael Jackson. That helped. What mattered was we would be away from Greg, my mother's live-in boyfriend. He was a towering man with pale skin, brown hair, and icy blue eyes. So we're driving now in the mountains of Colorado toward California. We take a break to use the bathroom, and when I come out, my mother's at the payphone. This was the 80s. I get back in the car, and moments later she gets in, and she drives us in the opposite direction. I ask, "Where are we going?" "Back," she says. "Greg's sorry. He loves us, you know. He said it's not going to happen again." Safety came on weekends. My sister and I would visit my father, and he was a weed-smoking, born-again Christian. He'd smoke and share very important biblical verses. "Did you know if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains?" "No, Dad, I didn't know that. I don't really need to move a mountain. I just need to move away from Greg." But I was too ashamed to tell my father what was really happening at home, so I thought I'd give this faith thing a shot. And it was great. I pictured us moving away and Greg not in my life, and it felt good. At school, it was a different issue. I had what I thought was witty repartee with my teacher. The kids laughed and loved it. The teacher hated it, and I got transferred to special education. It's hard to have self-esteem when you're getting beat up at home, and at school, you're labeled exceptional? Special needs. So winter's here now, and I'm losing faith. I want to know what's a little bit smaller than a mustard seed, because we keep getting beat up, and I don't know what to do. I'm walking home from school. The snow is crunching under my snow boots, moon boots at that time, and a car pulls up to me. In the back seat, household items are stacked to the ceiling. Inside, it's my mother and sister. I get in, and my mother announces, "We're moving to Santa Fe." Santa Fe translates to Saint of Faith. I thought of my father, his weed-infused words, faith of a mustard seed. And ironically, we found ourselves in a town called Faith. Santa Fe is nice, but it wasn't the right fit. Phoenix, my mother says. "We're moving to Phoenix." Fine. We take the scenic route. We visit the petrified forest, we stand at the edge of a meteor crater, and we drive past a sea of saguaro cacti. We get to Phoenix, and although I know it's Arizona, the warm weather and the palm trees make me think, this could be California. Until you get to California, you know it's not. But things are looking better. We soon settle into a townhouse. I'm in school again. However, I do fear that it's just a matter of time before they contact my previous school and I get transferred back to special education. But for now, life is good. Without Greg in it, things are much better. There's no more worrying about who gets hit, worrying about arbitrary rules. It's the month of March, and I'm wearing shorts. It's amazing. So my birthday comes, I get gifts from family, and things are looking pretty good. One day after school, I come back home, and my mother says, you need to write letters to thank people for the gifts that they gave you. Dear Aunt Pearl, thank you for the $5. It was the 80s. I like Phoenix. It's warm and sunny. Love, Aaron. Pounding at the door. I look up, confused. No one really knows we live here. Another knock, louder this time. My mother yells from the top floor for someone to go check, see who it is. My sister moves cautiously to the door. She squints in the peephole and says, it looks like Greg. Impossible, I think. She steps away from the door and boom, the door bursts in. She screams. He buries his hand in his coat, clutching a 9mm. My mother moves to the edge of the stairs. And he instructs her to have us go upstairs. I'm frozen, I can't move. Now, he says, I rush to the stairs. She puts us in a bedroom on the second floor, closes the door behind us. And for the next few hours, we listen as my mother pleads for her life. Please don't kill me. My sister stares at the wall, eyes swollen from crying. My mind races. How can we get out? My father's weed-infused words, faith of a mustard seed, echo in my head. I look out the window. There's a roof to the side. I think maybe I could get on it, lower myself over the edge, drop to the ground, and get help. I open the window, slow, quiet. Don't shoot, my mother screams. I freeze. If I go for help, what happens to them? I turn back to my sister. If he finds out I'm gone, I look back at the window and slowly close it. I sink to the ground and duck my head in my arms. My faith wasn't enough. I imagine what my life will be like if Greg kills my mother. What will we do? How will we carry on? Where will I go? Then I hear her scream, don't kill them. Wait, what? I didn't realize that killing us was an option here. Faith of a mustard seed, I convinced my sister to focus on us getting free, that someone hears what's happening, calls the police, and takes Greg away. We whisper our wishes so that Greg can't hear and use them against us. The doorbell rings. We rush to the window, and it's Bonnie, my sister's 10-year-old friend. She knocks on the door, and it opens. My mother comes out. It's the first time I've seen her in hours. She walks Bonnie to the edge of the porch, closes the gate behind her, and goes back inside. I think, yes, we're going to be saved. Bonnie's going to tell someone, and they're going to save us. 10 minutes pass, nothing. 30 minutes pass. Where are they? 50 minutes pass. What the hell's going on, Bonnie? We had faith. We believed that we'd be free, and no one was going to save us. No one was coming. Then outside, 2 Phoenix police officers entered the gate. They approached the door, and after about an hour, they carted Greg away in handcuffs. That night, we arrived at the shelter, and as we approached the door, a small sign on the wall read, "Welcome to Faith House." And although we were now homeless, I knew, regardless of what came next, with faith, we would be okay. Thank you.